Hello, welcome back, Transformer TCG fans. I gotta make this real quick. I've gone long on a lunch. I really need to get back. It's kind of my Friday, even though it's not Friday. Power Masters. Slowly getting to the end. Slowly. It's been slow. And my camera holder doesn't want to. I need a new one. It's falling apart. But so let's just look at Galen real quick. These are still not done. They're still not set in stone. Galen has no stats. It took me a minute to remember how to put stars on the bot side of a card. They're all going to show Battle Master. Okay. So I didn't mean to start staring at my computer. Here we go. But this is how it's going to go. It shows Battle Master, but for the most part, they're not going to have as much personality as I wanted. Originally, he was shown as a peacemaker on here. I think I had mentioned that before. Now it's just going to say Power Master plus whatever engine name they're going to turn into under their actual name. So if you're looking in the Dropbox and you're not going to see Galen and Galen engine, or Varga and Varga engine, Lift and Lift engine, which is how I've had this in my list for quite a while. Now I'm starting to give the engine's name designations and their true names, what they're going to be, and not just the name of the character, for the sake of the game as a Battle Master, Power Master. Okay. So it's going to show Power Master plus whatever engine they're going to turn into. So you can match that up in the Dropbox when we get to that point. Thinking there's someone behind me. So Galen, like I said, I've just thrown some stars on here. They're probably going to be on average 2, 3, and 4 stars, kind of like a Titan Master, except a Titan Master gets knocked off as a head and comes down as its individual little character, and they're easy to knock out. But it does sort of throw off a bit of a kilter to the original feel of the game, to give you that, a one extra attack, which you normally wouldn't have had, but which was really interesting for Wave 5 when it came out, and that was it. So my power now, the Arc Power Masters look nice, but I think they're trying to get them in your deck. They're not officially out yet, from what I understand. They're not officially out. So these are going to start in your on the table as a character. Okay, when they get knocked out, they'll be, you can flip them over and play the upgrade side. So Galen here, I'm looking, like I said, his stats are not finalized yet. He's a Battle Master. He's a leader. So if you want to put anything like a Matrix or anything on him, you could, or anything other battle cards or upgrades designated for leader traits, you can do that with Galen, at least. Of course, the original Galen was the comic. So I'm pulling a lot of this stuff from the Marvel comics, okay? And you'll see that with Haikyuu and Kari and Sorgen and Soriza, etc. And I even pulled Sparkplug for the heck of it and added him because I was just trying to give us more characters to work with. And I'm slowly getting my information in an Excel spreadsheet, because they're all going to have 2 abilities. They're going to have an instant ability. When it's put on a character, something's going to happen. When you battle, it's going to accentuate your battle. Attack or defense or both. Okay, so let's look at flip Galen over here, and he's going to turn into simply an Arvasian engine, which is some of the lore from the old comic, and it just upgrade utility for right now, unless I change it, +1 to attack, which isn't much, but it is a utility. That's a battle master. That's a power master. So when you put this on a melee character, do 1 damage to each enemy. So right off the bat, we have an effect like an armed hovercraft, except it's a power master. You put it on, it has to be a melee character for this to trigger. So we're going to do something along those lines, like when you put this on a plane, something happens. When you put this on a train, when you put this on a spaceship, etc., etc. And then I have my crank 2. This is where the crank comes in. When at least black and blue are flipped for battle, flip 2 more. So, because Power Masters are engines. What's the engine part of the game? I've mentioned this probably a year before on some old video no one will watch again. The battle. Fighting. How do we fight? We flip our cards and add up our colors. So that's what these guys are going to do. They're going to help accentuate to be able to flip. For the most part, they're going to help you, the player. Whether you flip 2 whites or 3 whites or a black and blue here, or maybe a couple of oranges or a couple of blues, etc., etc. When maybe something, a white and orange are flip for attack, or a white and blue, or white, blue, and black are flip for defense, etc. And so right now it's all kind of spelled out. And then I have, and I'm going to have to put this on all of them. While this is on a character in alt mode, it cannot flip to bot mode. I'm keeping that, guys. I put that out on Facebook, almost a year and a half ago, and people were like, interesting. Is that what you really want? Yes. They don't have to go on an alt mode character. They can go on a bot mode character. But once you flip that bot mode to alt mode, if you want to flip them back, you can't. It's going to keep them in alt mode, and if you want to get any of that back, you're going to have to want to remove this or scrap it with another upgrade, which you probably wouldn't want to do. But again, some of these are not going to be as strong as you think. And originally, I had the Arvasian engine here, where when it gets taken off, that you're going to be able to do 1 damage to an enemy, but there was so much text. And then, and then it's got the reminder text because it's Battle Master traded. If this would leave the battlefield, put into your KO area instead. I didn't do that. The MSC does this or I can have it taken off. But I'm going to leave that on here for every character. Now, crank 2, when at least pip colors are flipped for battle, flip 2 more. So that's the 2, flip 2 more. So I might shrink that text eventually. I'm going to write this for at least 6 Autobots and 6 Decepticons. There is 1 mercenary. That's it. So no Maximals, no Predacons, no Junkions, no Quintessons, nothing like that. Just Autobot, Decepticon, and 1 mercenary for the good or the bad. So I may end up doing in the future crank 2, pip color, flip 4 attack, flipped 4 defense. And I may not even do flip 2 more, because the number past the crank, next to the crank, is letting you know how many cards to flip when this is met or this is met. So crank 2, I may end up just simply dropping flip 2 more or flip 1 more. Crank 3, flip 3 more. You see what I mean? X is the crank, the number next to the crank. Past the colon is letting you how that is going to trigger. Okay, what needs to happen. Most of this is all flipping in certain colors. So there's that. So really, that's where we're going for. This is trying to do the foundation for my Power Masters for what they're worth. I'm not any of the big guys, and I've mentioned that many times. But for any of the big guys that happen to follow this at all and go, what is this guy doing? He's not a part of us. And I've just haven't had the time. I'd like to try to get a file of some of my better battle cards, maybe not characters, but battle cards, and send to the ATP for the Teletran 1 website, which would be nice. I've never done that. I'm kind of organized, but not as organized as I could be. But there's that. So, what do you think? Again, this is not finalized. I'm going from here. A lot of interesting things going on here, and just tons of names. And we've gone over these guys before. You've seen a lot of their basic artwork. I've gotten them. I have one character left to color, and I think that's 4 strokes engine upgrade mode. I think everyone else is pretty much colored. Torque vent, throttle, Sorza, 6-ton, and V-twin. And dying and gearbox. We're cooking grease, guys. Pull out those hot dogs. Open your car hood, and we're about to ready to start cooking with some Power Masters. We'll see you next time. See how things go. In the meantime, more undisclosed chapter characters to be revealed. Well, I've revealed them all. You've seen these all before. I'm just recoloring them and making them look nicer and a little more professional. More battle cards coming. The only thing is that with summer here, my family is here, my kids are here, so I'll be doing a whole lot less videos. And with ink on the down low, for lack of a better term, very low ink in the printer, I'd really like to print this stuff out and show them to you and test them and play with them myself. I may not have that chance, so you may be seeing more of my mug than normal. So thanks for watching. Thanks for following. We'll catch you next time, guys. Thanks a lot for being here. And as always, throw some scraplets at that like button. The scraplet card is one of my favorites. We'll see you next time. And as always, raspberry to have headache in his whole body. Or something like that.